Check. You get your local recording going?
Are you a fan of Star Wars? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? What about beer? If so, this may be the podcast for you.
Brick,
Yeah?
you're talking like that again.
Well, we are cutting an introduction for our podcast. Do you think we should maybe crack a beer first?
I shouldn't do it.
Let's try this.
Are you a fan of Star Wars? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? What about beer? If so, this may be the podcast for you.
Brick,
Yeah?
you're talking like that again.
Well, we are cutting an introduction for our podcast.
Do you think we should maybe crack a beer first?
I shouldn't do it.
Well, we can do the original first and then go to that after. I'm just not entirely sure we're going to want to drink the whole Molson Triple X. You want to do original, then we do Triple X, then we can switch to ice?
Are you a fan of Star Wars? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? What about beer?
We start with a Triple
If
X.
so, this
We can-
may be the podcast.
We can
for
always
you.
call an audible and just switch over to something
Yep.
else after.
You're talking.
Because I've heard not
Well,
good
we are
reviews of
cutting
this
an
one.
introduction for our podcast.
I think
Do you think we
the
should
triple
maybe
X is what the
crack a
thick
beer
the
first?
dark
I
one.
shouldn't do it.
Like a thicker dark, a thicker.
I think they're all kind of like light in color. This one is a higher alcohol volume. It is 7.3%. But just god awful reviews on the thing. Or do It's not just premium, it's super premium.
It's super, yeah, it's supercharged.
Are you a fan of Star Wars? Star Wars
So-
Galaxy of Heroes? What about beer? If so,
Chat up if I can.
We're here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 57 of Galaxy of Beeroes. On today's show, we are joined by fellow content creator, a live streamer, an avid Star Wars fan, a member of the Escape Podcastaways, the commander of the 506th Procrastination Battalion, the man, the myth,
Yes.
the legend, the commander himself, Andy Beadz.
Yo.
How's it going, fellas?
Great,
Going
man.
awesome. Going great. Glad you could be here.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
We're excited to discuss the recap of our GAC results through 3v3,
Yep.
for better or worse. We're going to get to know you a little better. We're going to discuss the recently released Road Ahead and the recent Shard Shop economy changes. And then finally, we're going to recap episode 3 and a little bit of 2 of The Mandalorian at the end of the episode. But first, let's get lubricated. What do you guys think? Head on over to the cantina.
I'm here for it. Let's do it.
All right. Cantina music. Cue.
Pew.
Look at us, man. You can't hear it, but there's cantina
I can't.
music playing.
I'm just gonna imagine it's there.
Your dancing's lining up perfectly.
Let me know when it's over.
It's over. All right.
All right.
I think he's lying.
Today in the cantina we have a Canadian staple. We have Molson, baby.
That's right.
I'm excited to have some Molson because Molson Canadian, it was really the only one that I've had from the brewery. It was always a good one to go to at my early drinking age. I haven't had it in a long time, so I'm excited to give it a whirl again. Molson was, let's see, in 1786, English immigrant John Molson founded Canada's oldest beer brewery on the banks of the St. Lawrence River in Montreal. He wrote, "My beer has been universally well liked beyond my most sanguine," I don't know how to say that word, expectations.
Yeah, you nailed it.
The legacy continues 7 generations later with brands like Molson Canadian, which was first brewed in 1959 and remains today one of Canada's most iconic best-selling beers. We're not starting with Molson Canadian. We're starting with something a little bit heavier.
And the reason we're drinking Molson is because Commander Beadz is from the Great White North of Canada. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Canada, yeah, that's it. You got it.
I mean, we're basically one and the same because we're, with us being in Detroit, I've been confused for being Canadian before. I don't know if I told you guys
Canada's
before.
got way better stuff than America does.
Well, they
in
do.
general.
I
Yeah,
just was trying to, talk us up a little bit.
Yeah,
we're
healthcare.
almost Canadian. That's what. That was almost the name of our podcast. Almost Canadian.
Almost
but-
Canadian.
Galaxy of almost Canadians.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, Calvin Austin, what's up, man? Welcome.
Yo.
Welcome. And Schnaps, good to see you. And our buddy Boski, dang, he subscribed for 3 months. He's on a 3-month streak. Look at this guy. Thank you. Appreciate it,
Cue
man.
sub music. We don't have any sub music, but cue it
Sure don't.
anyways. So Brick was initially telling me we're going to do Molson's. I'm like, yeah, Molson Canadians, very excited. I did go to the store to make sure that we had some other varieties from Molson, and we're going to start with one of the heaviest and most well-respected Molson varieties out there, Molson Triple X. It gets great reviews all around. I'm going to read some of them after we take a sip
Wow.
here too. So Molson Triple X, it is a super premium beer. No preservatives.
It's super premium because it literally says it on the front of the can. So
If you were wondering how premium it is, it's super premium.
Super.
So
let's crack them.
crack it.
Here's
Just
to
2
you.
beers and
That's how we Canadians do it. We don't beat around the bush. We tell you straight up.
two beer-
Right
2
on the
beers in
can.
one. There's 24 ounces here too, so it's like, buy one get one free. Oh, great aroma.
It's beer, man. I'm not mad at it. Oh, Darkin doesn't like it. All right, did
Ugh.
you almost throw up?
I don't know if
Hey, we got a beer. We got a beer click. That means somebody did something.
yeah,
Got a can
actually
crack.
it does taste like strong beer.
Curtis,
It's not as
what's
bad
up?
as no, the aftertaste is a little bad.
Hey, geek girl, welcome. Yeah, the aftertaste is not great.
Yeah. So if you could just keep drinking it and you don't stop drinking it, then you have little aftertaste, I think is how that works.
Just down it. Go.
Yeah, once you get rolling with it, it's 7.3 alcohol percentage. So, if you have no money and you see one of these, I'd get one of these. I mean, for the alcohol percentage and the amount of how much was this? $2? What do you think?
It's $1.45. It's a
Wow,
good deal, really.
That's a really good deal. That's why homeless people drink this. This is the.
It's $1.45.
I'm sorry.
All right, so Molson Triple X is brewed to be the strongest tasting lager using extra malt and hops in the brew house and fermented to give a smooth, slightly sweet, well-balanced beer. Yeah, 7.3% alcohol. They technically refer to it on most of the review sites as a malt liquor because of the way that they kind of just throw sugar in there. I pulled some good reviews that I thought were, guiding me to make sure that I bought this and bought it several times. Review number 1: Molson Triple X is a beer that you can't sip casually and forget what you're drinking. It's the kind of beer that will have you looking at the glass with a furrowed brow, puzzled and disgusted each time you take a sip, as if you might somehow be able to tangibly see the reason for and cause of your displeasure. That was the first review I read. I scrolled down a little farther to see how else I could get. Another one, absolutely foul. Dirty metallic spicy copper immediately assaults the tongue. And the aftertaste is similarly wretched, making this beer damn near undrinkable. So.
This is not that bad.
No,
it's a little dramatic.
I don't think it's that bad.
This is drinkable.
It's fine.
Hey, welcome, Deity of Mischief. This is one of Andy's loyal. He's part of the 506.
Yeah, he was actually he had just said today in the chat that I was his first knowledge or knowing of Twitch. I had messaged him. He was one of my opponents in actually GAC, and
nice.
Nice.
I beat him. And he likes to bring that up all the time. Not me. He likes to rub it in my face. I don't know why.
Oh.
He just But yeah, Andy whooped me. See. But ever since, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You created you sparked a friendship.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, I don't mind that beer, man. I mean,
yeah, it's not that bad.
If I'm gonna rate it in terms of the Galaxy of Heroes scale, I'd go 1 to 7 stars. I'd go a 3-star. I'd throw, I'd put. Bring it up to gear 8, maybe, like a Phoenix,
Yeah, it's like a 2-star with like a couple Zetas.
Whoa!
It's like Sabine maybe with a Zeta.
Oh, okay, man. That's a bougie rating. I like that. All right. Well, we're drinking, and I think we should hop into some boast and beers. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, and then we're gonna get to know the commander here in a little bit.
Yep.
Let's just. You want me to start? Let me knock this bad boy out.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got a lot to talk about, so I'll try and be brief. I normally talk way too much during this segment, so I'm going to keep it limited. I'm already failing at that. So I gave Nest her Zeta, which I just was not on my radar at all, but it's an important one. It's her only Zeta. So I gave Nest that. I brought her up to gear 12 as well. So I think I'm going to relic her. That's the goal. A lot of really strong GAC players have relic Nest, so
yep.
I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. I gave Piet his unique Zeta, which I regretted because we're in light side GOTB right now, and I am missing Rex's Zeta, which is required for the cam mission.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, it'll be fun, I'll put a unique Zeta on Piet because I like that character, and I'm going to have to relic him one day anyway. And then, you can't do the cam mission.
I've done that before. Not because of the cam mission, but screws me in some other way. Yep.
Other things, yeah. That's a funny thing about Zetas sometimes. It's like you spend one, you have one, and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll just hold on to it. And then, I don't know about you guys, but then this little devil pops on your shoulder, and it's like, you know what? Maybe you should just give it to some really stupid character or something you don't really need,
Yeah, I mean, I was like Magna Guard, Padme, leadership. I don't know which one's better here.
Yeah. So, but whatever. I gave it to Piet. Next time I will definitely have Rex's Zeta. I also brought Dooku up to gear 13, so I'm excited about that. Really excited to use him next round in GAC because I always put him on defense with it's a Dooku lead with my relic Talzin, which Andy I'm sure can appreciate.
Yes, very much so.
Relic Talzin. I don't have Gear 12 zombie, but that team just does work for me and always has in 3v3. So now with Dooku being relicked, and I also beefed up his mods, gave him some 6E mods, and I'm working on getting his other mods pretty high. Really excited to see what he can do in GAC. And then the last thing I did was I put Gear 13, brought Shakti up to Gear 13. So I put few relic levels on her and figured it'd help with the cam mission again, and then also just she's a great character. She's so much fun.
Totally. Yeah.
The retribution she always has up. I just used her today for the challenge tier. I did challenge tier 1 for the Jedi. Was it assault what is it? Assaults of Power? I don't fucking remember. Whatever, the Jedi mission.
Places of Power.
Places of Power, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, she's awesome. All right, I'm done.
Yep.
Dark it.
Mine's even shorter. Since I'm still working on Jamal. I got R2D2. Well, tomorrow, not quite today, but by the time the episode releases, Relic 7 R2D2. Which I feel so stupid doing. It's like, really, Relic 7 R2D2. But whatever. Leia, I got to Gear 13. I got her ready basically to Relic 3, but I don't quite have the rest of the stuff, obviously, to take her to Relic 7 quite yet, because I'm wasting it on R2D2. And I actually probably feel like I'm wasting it on Leia, too. Still grinding away at Chupia and Mon Mothma. And Mon Mothma actually has been pretty good for GAC 3v3, because I have some I've got some really good Rebel fighters, and she's super low gear, gear 8, but I gave her both Zetas, and she got some holds, so nice. Kind of some unexpected ones. That was kind of fun.
Calvin in chat said that R7 R2 shares good stats, man. So maybe that's.
Oh, it's actually one thing that I've learned recently in the 3v3. I can't do it all the time because when you get back to 5v5, the synergies get back to what they should be. But I'm able to run 2 different resistance teams in 3v3, a Finn lead and a JTR lead. So JTR, BB-8, and R7, R2D2 will be fucking killer. And then Finn, Resistance Trooper, and whatever else I have laying around, C-3PO maybe, depending on what I want to do with them. So yeah, it's really good for 3v3 for sure.
Nice.
Yep.
That was it?
That's it for me, really. I didn't really do too much.
Yeah, what the fuck were you doing, man?
Forgetting to attack in GAC.
Doing other things.
How about you, Andy? Did you do anything cool?
I mean, I relicked a few more. I have Jolie. I relicked him to 5. GK relicked to 4. Did a couple of the tanks, couple of the healers, whatever, right, for those teams.
Get that Jolie thick.
Yeah, thick. Yeah. CLS relic 4. We did Chewie to relic 3 to complete the trio of relics now, because Han was once I got past the G10 G11 for Han, it was just everything else was pretty quick on that. But with Chewie that last gear pieces were just brutal, so
yeah, it took
me a little longer to do, but now it's finally on there. It helps the Millennium Falcon and all that stuff, so I'm pretty happy with that. Also, a couple smaller things that I kind of put aside with was Wampa, and I know a lot of people use Wampa, and they're
Wampa's
probably gonna
awesome.
be like, "Well, you're not using Wampa." Well,
I love Wampa.
It was I'm a little late with the Wampa farm, but I finally put a couple Zetas on him, and I'm pushing him up a little bit. And
What gear level is the Wampa at now?
I believe he's at G8, I think.
Okay,
G9
yeah.
maybe. He's getting up there, because I'm gonna need him for JKL, right? I think.
Yeah.
So
You won't regret it either. That tune is a beast. So much capabilities for GAC to underman to solo shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to slowly push him in.
Yep.
Here and there, right, just to get used to using, because I'm not familiar with much of it, because I haven't used much of it. So
yeah.
Also, I'm working on Chupio, because Chupio's amazing with the 5v5 CLS team. That's makes that team ridiculous. So I'm working on that. Working on BSF, which I'm a little behind with that, but and then my primary thing right now is gas. That's what I'm pushing for right now. So I'm getting really close to the Anakin farm, or the Anakin ship farm, not the Anakin farm. And B1 I'm still working on to get to 7 stars, but after that we're pushing the gear, get them where they need to be in power level, and then go for the nightmarish of
it's a really fun event. There's nothing that'll frustrate you about that event at all.
I've watched
nothing but
not looking forward to
self-gratification.
it, but
200 attempts on P4. Just gonna throw that out there.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not the best player, so I'll just say that. Like, take that with a grain of salt. You might be able to pull it off in 50, but yeah.
I think that event is it's definitely hard. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's one of the hardest events I think in the game. But I think if you really prepare for it and have the right mod sets, I think mods are absolutely key, and there's certain mandatory gear levels you need as well. But
Right, yeah.
But the mods more than anything, what I would have done if I'm gonna do it on my alt. I'm already starting. I'm not even remotely close to getting gas on my alt, but I have almost the majority of the characters are at least 7-starred. I'm building a Droideka offense mod set right now already.
Speedy Droideka with a lot of offense.
Yep, all offensive mods with I'm gonna try and get as many plus 15 speed secondaries on it, and just monstrous offense, because Droideka is the MVP of P4.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you don't, it's hard enough to 6E any mod. You think of the key characters in your inventory, you're like, oh yeah, Padme, sure, that's one of my best teams. I'm gonna put 6E mods on that team, and Jedi Knight Anakin, he's got a ship. No one's like, oh yeah, let me get 6E monstrous, super fast and super offense heavy Droideka mods while I'm at it. It's just not, it's not a sexy thing to do. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I mean,
all right. So that was our boost boasts and beers. How about some meat? What do you guys think? You want some meat of the hard variety, maybe?
I'm starving.
All right.
Yeah. I'm always hungry.
Okay.
Make sure you overcook it.
Hard meat music playing. And Andy, you might actually like our hard meat music. It's pretty heavy. It's like very heavy. It's like a metal version of the Imperial March song. So.
You won't be able to hear it, but you can imagine what it sounds like.
Use your
Galactic
imagination.
Empire.
Yes. Yep. So today on the hard meat, we have quite a bit. First, let's get to know the commander a little bit. Let's. So let me take you guys back, if I may. Can I have the floor here just to?
You may play some retro music for you.
Yeah. It's roughly, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and I'm in my basement doing my my soul-sucking job, and feeling lonely and bored, annoyed. And I go over to the Twitch channel, and I'm watching the Escape Pod Nev. He's doing his GAC attacks, and then he raids into this. I didn't know at the time this content creator I'd never heard of, and it comes on the screen. It's this Canadian guy. He's got flowing blonde locks. He's got shades on. He's got
blonde.
He has like a jean jacket with cool patches on it, and he's just chilling. I'm like, wait, who is this guy? Like, the vibe. I was just struck by the vibe, and it's my man Andy Beadz. I came to learn, and it's the man here, the man himself. He was. I loved your channel immediately. Like, it was a very distinct vibe that I hadn't experienced yet in Twitch. It was like a completely new thing to me. I'm like, the vibe that you've built in your channel is super cool, and there's this awesome atmospheric music playing in the background, like this instrumental, heavy, and then also sort of I don't know, soft, kind of happy Chan sounding music, I don't know, in the background. It was a very cool vibe, and you're doing your GAC attacks, and I like what you're doing, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. I've never been talked up like that before. Yeah.
It was awesome. It is awesome. And I try to tune in as much as possible, and it's a really cool channel. If you guys don't follow him, definitely, you can see his name in chat. Give him a follow, and if you're listening to this podcast, it's definitely worth checking out. And he's got a really cool community of people that are in his chat, and it's a lot of fun. So, okay. So let's get to know your account for the uninitiated. I've tried to create a mental picture here, but what's your GP level, and what division are you in currently in GAC?
Currently, I am a 3.2 million GP, and I just entered a little under probably 3 weeks ago, maybe under a month into the Division 3. So I'm kind of at the bottom of that pedestal right now.
Yeah.
Getting some 1 week I'm doing okay. Next week I'm getting whooped,
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
but yeah.
And you're in the you guys were doing the chain gang for a while, taking a little hiatus from that. So that's affiliated with the Escape Pod cast, who are good buddies of ours.
Yep.
And you do you're on the GA Center as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The weekly.
I mean, I'm at the bottom of that list, but hey,
Well,
I'm there.
I think it's still cool. I mean, they give you, give every content creator a little spotlight and kind of go over their weeks, and I think it's a cool thing that they're doing.
It's a cool concept. Yeah, it definitely is.
Really is.
How about, so what is your favorite squad? I probably already know the answer to this, but
You guys definitely know. I am a huge fan of the Night Sisters. So they're kind of my how do you say it? I don't know, but anyways,
like a
they're
passion project?
they're in my dreams all the time. If I could sleep with one, I would have one. I don't know.
Ooh.
Old Daka, she's like, she's my girl.
FMK, let's go.
Yeah,
FMK.
we have to do it. FMK, Night Sister edition.
But yeah, no.
No, I'm
yeah,
serious. You have to F1, marry one, or kill one. You have to pick.
well,
We do this for everybody.
okay.
Deity of Mischief says creepy.
Creepy, I know, right?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Welcome
Well, I
to
mean-
Galaxy
I mean,
Heroes. No, you have
Zombie's
to.
already dead, right? So
Right?
she's
That's
dead.
true, but she comes back.
She comes back though, so she comes back to haunt me.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. No, Daka. I mean, Mary Daka.
Right? Wife her
I would
up.
probably the ones that I don't use. I'd probably kill Initiate. Because I don't. Nobody really like that. She's like the.
She's got those curves though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where you necrophilia. What?
That's illegal in the U.S. Dude.
Yeah.
Burying a
Where's this
corpse.
going? She's like the evil stepsister. She's like the Cinderella of the story, without the build up.
Yeah.
But and yeah, I don't know. What was the other one?
F. You got to.
Mary. Oh, F.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I mean, there's a lot of choices.
Probably Ventress.
Yeah,
I would say
I'd-
Ventress.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ventress.
She'd be
Yeah.
a freak in the
The
sack.
bald
for
head.
Sure.
The bald head.
Yeah, she'd bite your lip and stuff, and other stuff.
Hey,
It'd be
whatever.
a whole thing.
I'm not gonna get into that.
What you and your wife,
Yeah.
Ventress,
Do
do
you like
in the
being-
bedroom is none of
Do you
my.
like being force choked?
We'll leave that for an after hours chat. Just
Well,
we're scaring all your viewers away.
oh no, they like this. This is their wheelhouse. This is.
The Schnaps love it when we talk about the Night Sisters. That's his favorite part of the show.
See, I'm glad that someone else is on the show that has common sense about the Night Sisters. One of the best, most diverse factions in the game, and my co-host here, Darth Darkett. There's a part of his brain that's broken where he thinks they're like a bad team or something like that. I don't know. He has some. I think it's like some weird. When he was coming up in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, like he faced a lot of like tough Night Sister teams in his GAC or in his squad arena climb.
GAC didn't exist then, but yes, it was horrible.
But
I think-
it's just totally
it
irrelevant.
ruined all of my hopes. It should be irrelevant, but I'm going to stick with it because I'm stubborn. So
Into Snaps is on that bandwagon as well, but I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that mindset too. Like, you faced a lot. You got the bad taste in the mouth from getting beat really bad by Night Sisters all the time,
Yeah.
or just that hatred towards that team when it was early game and whatnot, and there was not a lot of counters for that team. I mean, there's a lot of counters now for that team. Like it's not like the top end team, but it's still very, very diverse and where you can use them, in my opinion. And I mean, my the Relic 6, Relic 7 Daka,
Oh yeah.
it's one of those tunes that it's almost invincible.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense when she starts stacking that health, right? So I mean, I love that was my first relic character, and she'll be my first Relic 7 whenever I get the chance. But yeah, I don't know.
Nice,
We can't
man.
all have good taste. It's okay.
Hey,
Just playing.
I think Talzin was my first Relic character. I think it was Talzin.
Mine was Han Solo.
Yeah, I remember when Relics came out. We were like going Relic crazy, and all right. So let's learn a little more about your Star Wars fandom.
Right.
What's your favorite Star Wars film, or if you want to go with the TV show, it's up to you.
No, I'm an Empire Strikes Back fan.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm
Good
Solid.
choice.
it's one of those movies where it's just it's the finding out of of the father and all that stuff, right? It was one of the biggest reveals ever, and the movie alone itself, like it was I think it was well done. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're in good company here. Darkett, that part of his brain works, so that's good.
Yeah. You're back in the good graces with me.
okay, all right, good.
I'm sure you were worried about it. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna go to bed. I was gonna be like, oh man.
Do you remember a first time you saw Empire Strikes Back? I know that might be kind of a.
Oh man.
I don't know.
I never saw it in the theaters. I'm not that old. But I do remember watching it when I was a boy at my uncle's, because my cousins, they're a lot older than me, and they had those movies, the VHS movies.
Nice.
And I remember watching them over there. Yeah, they used to have the little, like, the original figures and all that stuff over there too, right? So
Deity of
that was,
Mischief said that they saw it in theaters. Thank you for that, Andy. That's hilarious.
some of my viewers are a little older than me, yeah, from what I gather, yeah.
So,
My dad watches too. It's okay. he doesn't know how to go to the internet.
Unsubscribed. Ouch. Okay.
Is this Fox News?
Yeah.
I want a
this
refund. I want my biddies back.
I want the biddies, yeah.
So as far as content creating goes, like, you've been on Twitch for a long time, right?
Yeah, 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Like, what did you start? How did you get your start in content creating, and like what kind of sparked your interest in it?
It kind of like sparked from a buddy of mine. When I used to work in a kitchen, like a line cook, and he always used to talk about back in the day, it was Justin. I think it was Justin TV. I think whatever it was before Twitch, right? So he used to talk about these people played video games and live streamed it and all this stuff. I was like, well, it's pretty interesting, whatever. So at the time, I think the PS4 was just coming out, I believe, around that time. So, or maybe I might have been late to the whole buying the PlayStation 4. But anyways, I started my stream, I don't know, a career. I don't know. It's not really a career. But I started on the PS4, and I used to, I think I did like 4 or 5 months of Battlefield 4. So I did that for like 4 months, and then I quickly switched over to, I found there was an NHL community, because I was a huge NHL like video game player. Like, I loved the game. I played it ever since I was a boy.
Yeah.
Every year. So found that community. I was exclusively NHL streamer for 3 years or so. Built a little bit of a community there, and then stuff happened in real life, so I had to take a hiatus for a bit, and then slowly came back on. And then I was, at the time when I was on hiatus, I was playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes on my phone. Found the community, and yeah, ever since been streaming it, on Twitch.
Nice, man.
Building it every day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Fisk, what's up, man? With a big raid. And the Wolf, what's going on? Appreciate you guys. We got raided with a party of 13. The Fisk Super Bus, the thick bus. I forget what he calls it. It's awesome, though. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Hey, Ray Rock, what's going on? And Molly, hey. Wow, we're bringing all of the folks from the Star Wars Galaxy.
Mary,
Heroes
Molly,
community.
yeah, Wolf.
The only Mary J. Like, man, this is awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for popping in. We snagged we wrangled Commander Beadz to join our stream. He got hoodwinked into this, so
We promised him Molson Triple X and then didn't send him any, but
Yeah, I didn't get the memo, so it was too late. I'll probably get it next month or something, probably. Yeah.
the Fisk bus. I said
it'll be
Fisk bus.
hot
That's-
as hell.
The Fisk bus. Yeah.
Yes. So when did you start playing Galaxy of Heroes? Like around launch?
No, I wasn't a launch player. I was about a year later, so I was
Okay.
So I was in it, and I got into it really quickly, and obviously Star Wars, one of my loves, and I played it for every day for a good 6-7 months. I did the whole got off the bus a little bit for the next 6 months or so I didn't play it every day, so that's kind of when I fell behind, and I got a couple friends into it, and they were trying to catch up with me, and then when I fell off the bus a little bit, they pushed past me, and now they're like way ahead of me now, so but then and then I got back on the bus, and I was ever since every day been trying to keep up.
Nice. I kind of had a similar thing. I started right at launch and played really hard for a couple months, and then I just stopped. And then Darkit actually, he was playing it, and I saw him like on Instagram. He posted a story of unlocking Thrawn, and I had no idea who Thrawn was, and I'm like, oh, who's this blue guy in a badass admiral? I'm like, maybe I should come back. So then, and then the rest is history. Played every day for over 2 years at this point, I guess.
And then you built this empire.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Built on beer cans.
The Galaxy of Beeroes.
That's right. So, now streaming, like, what's your favorite part about streaming? What do you do it consistently? Like, what do you like about it the most?
Well, for me, it's the community. It's the interaction.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like I could care less if there's 1 or 10 or whatever. Like, as long as there's somebody that I can interact with and go back and forth, and I'm content. So I mean, to me, that's who we're doing it for, or who I'm entertaining. So just the one-on-one for me.
That comes through in the stream too, because it's like it's like a confidence when you're streaming. You're just like, it's just a chill hang.
Confidence.
It is. It's like I don't know. It's like the commander's at the helm. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I treat it like, if we were like, just like us, like, for example, if we were sitting around in a circle, that's how I'd be treating it. I'm sitting with some friends, hanging out. That's how I like to roll. Like, lay back.
Yep.
Listen to some music.
Yeah.
It's kind of my thing. So
it's a good vibe, man. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
So you talked about other games you've played.
Yep.
NHL. You said Battlefield 4.
Yeah, the Battlefield 4. Yeah.
Are there any other like favorite games you had? They don't have to be Star Wars related or anything. Like
Yeah.
Any favorite games?
I was big into RPG, like as everybody was back in the day. If you had the Super Nintendos and all that stuff, so I mean, I was big into Chrono Trigger, Donkey Kong and all that stuff. What else? There was a racing game, Rock and Roll Racing. Actually, was one of my favorite games for Super Nintendo.
Oh, I never played that one.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, it had the rights to play just the instrumental parts of like known songs, but just not the lyrics. So it had like Deep Purple song and what was that other one? Can't think of it right now, but they had a few. Yeah, if you look it up, you could probably find some of the songs in there. But it was neat. It wasn't the best. I mean, it was Super Nintendo graphics, so just from
awesome.
the aerial view, classic view going around the track, just like but it was really cool. Like, cars were all souped up. You pick your car, it had like
Nice.
studs and stuff on it, and like you'd drive around this track, and there was like lava and fire underneath. You fall off, and it was cool.
I do like that combination. I've always liked that combination of games and music, like good music. Like there's video game music, or then there's just authentic, real artists doing music for games. I've always loved that combination. Like what are those? Grand Theft Auto. Like, they always did a great job. Like on the cars, the different radio stations, and then there was a rip-off game called Saints Row that I was obsessed with. But
that's a game I never played. Yeah,
they had some really cool bands on because I think they had a contract with like Equal Vision Records and a bunch of sort of like more indie sort of record labels. So like
that was a fucking awesome label. Like Equal Vision had some like great artists.
They had a Bear vs. Shark song on there. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Andy,
I've heard of them.
Okay, yeah, they're from Michigan too.
We used to practice next door to them.
Yeah, we did. Mark Darkin and I used to be in a band, and we shared a practice space, and we were like right next door to them.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
Yeah, we never talked to them. We just talked about them.
Just the once when we were moving out, and we're like, holy shit, you've been next door to us the whole time.
Yeah, because we'd hear them through the walls. We're like, man, that band is really good. Like,
it was all new stuff, so we didn't recognize any of it. But like, we really listened to this band, and like, then we were like, how long have you guys been playing here? Okay, what room are you in? That's holy shit, that's right next door to us. We've been next door to you guys the entire time.
But yeah, they had a bunch of different bands on there that I got exposed to. But anyway.
If you want to see any more of the history of our bands, go into the What Are You Drinking channel, and you can see some great pictures, guys,
don't do
the
it.
history.
Don't do it.
I'm going to have to do that, yeah.
Oh, God.
Especially if you want to see some really sexy pictures of Brick.
I don't know who that person is. I don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, back to Andy. So I just put Andy Beadz links in the chat, and we're gonna put him in. If you're listening to the podcast audio only version of this, we'll have your links in the show notes as well. But your Twitch channel, definitely check out Andy Beadz' Twitch channel, and I put a link in there for his Discord as well, so you can get notifications about when his stream pops up and everything. And so yeah, definitely give him a follow. Boski, Saints Row is legit. It was legit. I had a lot of fun playing it. It was a good time. All right, let's get into some news here. So we had some news this week.
Yes.
These 2 weeks.
Some news, eh?
Quite a bit, actually.
A couple like legitimate news stories, actually.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like stupid stuff.
Do you want to start in sequential order? Let's start with the shard economy changes.
Yeah, I would love for you to take this because I don't fully understand the shard economy changes.
Okay, yeah. So really, I think they do a good job of the too long didn't read version of this, of summarizing it. So essentially what they're doing is I think at the end of the month, they're doing a 5th anniversary update. So, it's the 5th anniversary of the game. So they're going to implement this change where all of your shard shop currency is going to change. So right now, the shard shop is one value. After the change, it's going to be halved. So here's the too long didn't read version. This is their summary. So there are accelerated characters. So accelerated characters, the criteria for that are any character that is older than 1 year old, which follows the cadence of the journey guide characters. You can't anything that's in the journey guide's been out for a year. So, and there are certain exceptions to that. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of it later, if at all. But so basically, what this means, this is a speed up mechanic. They're going to double the character shard drop rate for characters that fall under the accelerated criteria. So this is huge for newer accounts and like accounts like ours. I think if you're under 5 million GP or so, this really benefits you. And the lower your GP is, the even more this greatly affects you in a positive way. It doesn't really hurt anyone that I can tell. Even higher end, if you're a 7 million account or something like that, I don't think it really hurts anybody. So what they're going to do when this change goes into effect, we're going to get double drops for all character shards when we're farming them on like hard nodes and things like that, and Cantina even. So instead of getting 1 shard, you're getting 2 if a shard's going to drop. So it's basically like double drops for character shards, just permanently.
Yeah.
So after the change, what they're also going to change is the amount that shards are worth in the shard shop. They're actually doubling them. So you're getting double the amount of shards, but half of the price, if that makes sense. So it's essentially the same. You're getting twice the amount of shards for half the price in exchange. Does that make sense?
Twice
Or like the currency stays the same and you're just doubling the shards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really not, you're not really losing anything, you're not gaining anything. It's just kind of staying the same as from an exchange rate perspective.
Yep.
There are some under the hood things that are more in depth that I don't think we should really address necessarily. Like there are certain scenarios where you're going to get more shards, and I don't know. The too long didn't read version is that they're going to change something in the end of November, so it would benefit everyone who's listening to this right now to open all of your packs,
Bronziums.
all of your Bronzium packs, because when you unlock, open those packs, you have a potential to get shards, character shards, which go into your shard shop currency, which they're going to cut into half the amount that you get.
Yeah.
When you turn them in for the exchange. So if you have 50,000 something Bronzium packs, open that shit up. Try and deplete it as much as possible, because
I had 475,000.
wow.
On,
Okay.
on my main. On my alt, I had 700,000.
Yeah, sorry, I had 400,000 on my main. Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you open those
It's
all
ridiculous.
up, you get a huge exchange of shards, which is nice. You get a lot of shard shop currency. And then here's the other thing. When the change goes into effect, CG is going to double what you have in currency for shard shop, because they're cutting in half the exchange rate. So if you have 5,000 shard shop currency, you're going to have 10,000 after they make this change at the end of November.
So don't spend it? What do you think?
I don't know. That's where the under the hood thing, I don't quite know. I mean,
It feels like it's going to basically equal the same amount, so it's not really going to matter if you spend it now or not.
right.
But it's definitely good to blow through your Bronziums.
I think it is. Everyone that I've heard say this, everyone I've heard talk about it, people far more intelligent than I am, have said to open these Bronzium packs and cash them in. But so people in chat are saying, yeah, Deity of Mischief is saying spend it now. Calvin, yep. Calvin is the main person that I saw. He did a nice, he was on our show 2 weeks ago. Check out his Discord as well. Super smart dude. Great player in GAC. But yeah, he said open up all your packs. That's the too long didn't read version. And you get
1.1 million ally points. Wow, that's crazy. I thought
Yeah.
700,000
Dang.
was a lot.
He got 30K. Ray Rock got 30,000.
Hell yeah,
30K
that's
shard
awesome.
credits from it. Wow,
Man.
that's nice. I've been blowing through that stuff too, man. I think I got about 10,000, and I'm already down to like 6,000.
Did you set that auto clicker up on
I
iOS?
couldn't get it to work, so
It's kind of a pain in the ass. Once you get it rolling, you can go through it like super quick. Like I was kind of annoyed with it initially because I didn't have the button set properly. But if you set up this this recipe basically of like auto clicking with the accessibility functions, it just like clicks for you. So like you go through it like really quick.
So yeah, it's. I think that this change, they did this in an effort to make the game, the journey to getting characters and unlocking, legendary characters, etc., for newer players or Heroes Journeys characters easier. So I honestly think it's brilliant. I think the way that CG is doing it, I think that this really helps newer players tremendously, because that's one of the biggest problems with this game. And Darkin and I can speak, I think, pretty intelligently on the matter, because we both have, alts that are, I have a 1.6 million GP alt. And what's yours at, Darkit?
Mine just crossed 1 million.
Okay. Do you have an alt, Andy?
I do, but I haven't been
Okay.
doing it
Well, think
that
about
much, but
I mean, you can relate too, though. I mean, think about, like I'm farming gas right now, or trying to get the characters for gas on my alt at 1.6 million. Getting double shard drops for Droidica, B1, Etta 2. Those are the main characters that I still need to get to 7 stars. I think everyone else is farmed already.
Ships should stay the same though. I don't think ships are going to be changing.
That I don't know. I thought ships were gonna.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
sure. Yeah.
I don't want to get too in the nuts and the bolts. I think there's going to be some stuff like reading this wall of text. There's going to be some things
It was a wall.
Yeah, until you actually like are playing it and seeing what it's like in the game, I think. But that is huge. I think, especially like the smaller account you have, the better and more impactful this change is going to be. You know, you're basically going to be able to get 7 stars characters much quicker than before. This is huge too for people that don't have either Revan. I mean, these characters have all been out for over a year, so you know, farming up Jolie, Bastila Fallen, all these hard node characters is huge. Being able to get double drops on them, so I think that is great. It's kind of a speed up mechanic for newer players. The one thing that I don't think we all quite know, and even CG's admitted they don't really know, is how this is going to impact crystals and like your expenditure for gear versus character shards. Like,
yeah,
I think I don't know. It's interesting to consider. I don't really know how it's going to affect how we spend our energies and how we allocate our refreshes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because gear, the drop rate for gear is going to be the same. So you're not getting double gear drops. You're getting double character shard drops. So getting a 7-star character doesn't necessarily mean, oh man, the game's so much easier for me now. I'm going to get to these events way quicker. I think there's still going to be a gear bottleneck that we don't quite know.
But you don't have to equal that out with like half of the shards you have to farm. Like getting double the shards on some of these tunes will help you to like spend that energy on gear. I think it's going to help all around for that in that respect when you're trying to go for some of these characters that are like not new anymore. Like, you know, you're going for, well, you got Malik, but you're going for like other characters that are older. Like I need to go for Darth Revan eventually. So like that kind of thing will like help me out a ton where I can like save time on getting these characters that are kind of old and save some of that energy for gear. So I think it's huge.
That's kind of what I think too. I think like the rate in which you accumulate shards and getting a character to 7 stars is not really the hardest part about leveling a character up. The hardest part about leveling a character up is getting the gear. So I think it's nice because you are going to alleviate the need to say double refresh on, you know, a hard node like farming Bosk or farming Mother Talzin early game are really difficult because they're 20 energy hard node farms. You know, you're doing 25 or 50 crystals for a refresh. Like that's a lot for an early account that's not very high in either one of the, you know, the squad arena or the fleet arena.
Yep.
So that those crystals, I mean, you could still, you know, just, you know, spend 100 energy on those characters in one day, and you're essentially accomplishing what you did pre-shard shop economy change and shard drop rate change. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you can spend those crystals on gear refreshes if you so choose. Or, you know, I just think it's going to change the way we all kind of farm, and it's going to be more on par with kind of what endgame players are already doing. They already have everything. They already have everything farmed, you know, or you know, maybe like 5 million and above or around there or something like that. Like
the Zareths of the world.
Well, Zareth does a really good job of, and he's in chat. What's up, Zareth?
Yeah.
He does a really good job of, he seems very cognizant of farming character shards equally as much as gear. Well, he doesn't farm gear, he said. I've heard him say on the podcast, like, or not much. He doesn't go out of his way to farm gear. Like, he just waits till he gets it from whatever means. You know, he doesn't just sit there and hammer away and farm stun guns consistently. I don't believe. And sorry if I'm.
What's that like? I have no idea. Everything to stun guns.
I'm sorry if I'm distorting what Zareth actually does, but like, you know, that's it's interesting. I think it definitely impacts younger accounts more so than it does the endgame players. And I've heard some outrage from endgame players, which is kind of, I don't know. I don't think it's warranted. I don't think it really is legitimate. You know, it's like just because they're not really benefiting from it, but they're not getting hurt by this. This doesn't hurt them by any means. The only thing I can potentially see as a negative, and I don't even know if it's a negative, is that you're gonna, like, if you start an account day one that this change goes live, right? You start a brand new account, you're farming everything at double drop rates for character shards. So you are going to be able to get, or at least you're going to gain entry to these heroes' journeys, these, the Padme type events. Maybe earlier. You still need to gear those characters up though. So
Yep.
I don't quite know. Like, okay, maybe they're getting gas. Maybe there's somebody out there who's going to get gas at like 800,000 GP or something. I don't know. I don't know the numbers here, but
Fuck those guys.
like, I don't know. I just don't know if that's going to be a thing. But like, they're still going to be in the lower divisions.
Yeah.
Are there going to be super lean rosters that have everything at like 3 million GP and like Galactic Legends? I mean, technically, Kylo and Rey are their characters needed for those farms are accelerated characters. They're on the accelerated schedule. So, the hero bros, the first order characters you're going to need, they're all going to be double drops.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. Chat's blowing up too, so I've been ignoring it and just pontificating. My apologies.
You want to do a Molson Ice here, or are you still drinking your Triple X?
I can set the Triple X to the side. That's fine.
It's not getting any better. It's not aging.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna read the description, which is probably about the same length as the other one. All right. So Molson Ice, which is actually one of Loki, one of our guildmates and brewing buddy of mine, one of his favorite beers, he says. Molson Ice is 5.6%. It is an award-winning brew, slowly fermented with Molson's prize lager yeast, and then is ice filtered just before being bottled. I know you were asking me, Brick, about ice beers, that you thought they were just like trashy beers,
Yeah,
right?
I thought
You're like, I don't know anything about them. They're like, I feel like
Yeah.
they're just like, it's a name you put on a beer that's trashy.
I have PTSD from like natural ice that I drank in college, which gave me the natural shit my pants the next morning every time I drank it, because it's just garbage water with.
So you have low quality experience with an ice
I
beer.
do, I
But
do.
ice beers are actually like kind of fairly traditional style thing.
Okay.
Basically, so like a beer would freeze, and then all of the alcohol would go into the middle.
Okay.
So there's white ice, clear ice on the outside, and then dark beer ice on the inside. So they chip away at the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like the batch of beer.
Are we making cheese or beer here? What the fuck's going on? I'm confused.
They clear out all. It's basically just like clearing out all the water and like evaporating it, even though it's by freezing it. So you take all the ice out, and then now you just have a more alcoholic beer.
Okay.
Because you get rid of some of the water.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I see.
the idea behind like an ice beer is that it's a higher alcohol volume in general. That you freeze and you chip away the ice. Now I don't think Molson Ice does this, but that's what these ice beers are supposed to be.
That's a good point.
It's a kind of traditional style that has been done for generations. So I've not had Molson Ice, and I don't know if this is the way they do it. I would doubt they do it this way, but let's see what we got here.
Let's do it. Oh, Ando, thanks for the raid, man. Appreciate it. Ando with the raid
What
of,
up, Ando?
of 9. Raid of 8. We're drinking Molson to pay homage to Andy Beadz here.
This
one's
is the way.
This is way better than the Triple X.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. I like this. This is beer flavored beer. I'm not mad about it.
It's quality beer flavored beer. I can drink this and not pay attention to it.
Yep.
It's good. It's good stuff. I like it. Yep. No.
You done well, Andy. I know you brewed this yourself, so thank you.
That I was there the day of. Yep, I was in there with my big spoon.
Yeah.
Just
That's how you
tearing that
make
mash.
beer. We all know.
That's how we make beer up here. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it down there,
No,
but
that is you stir the mash.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, you
Yep.
got it right.
throw some stuff in there. Just
Hops, throw some hops in there when it's boiling. Yeah,
Yes.
that's mostly right. And then you freeze it, of course, and then you chip away
Yep.
the ice. That's
Yep.
the other part of it.
yeah, in there with my little chipper.
I would definitely give this a higher rating than the last one. I'd probably give this a 4-star.
Yeah.
Clean, crisp, kind of dry at the end, but I like it.
Deschnapp said Molson makes him miss hockey. Wah, wah. It's coming back
Hey,
though.
miss
When's it
hockey.
coming back? A little later than expected, right? Well, who knows?
Did it go away?
Well, I think they're planning on. I think it's like January. I think
Okay.
they're
All
coming
right.
back. I think yeah,
January. Interesting.
it is, and they're gonna try to cram as much as they can to try to finish the season on the normal time, to try to start it back up in September again next year.
Okay.
82 games. 82 games for hockey is too many.
Yeah.
I say that for like basketball too. It's way too many games.
It's a super
We need, like,
physical sport, man.
50 games is like enough. Like, we don't need any more than 50 games. Come on.
They're on ice skates that accelerate the speed that they can move, wearing body armor that can damage people's brains and bodies and skulls. You know,
Especially hockey. You don't need that many.
just my opinion. I don't know.
It's not that I don't enjoy watching it. I love watching the sport, but like, it's too physical. Like, come on. Like, there's 16 football games, but then there's 82 hockey games. Give me a fucking break.
What do you think, Andy? You feel like you've got something to say?
Holy jumpins'. I mean, I'm with the Schnaps there, and there's never enough hockey for me. Like, I can watch hockey every day.
I just feel like you could just get too beaten up, you know? Like,
By the time they
I'm
get
not
to the
saying
playoffs,
you're not out there.
I'm not saying I'm not watching it. I'm watching
Are
it.
you out there?
I'm definitely not out there.
get out there and skate, you overpaid clown. Come on. Oh, I got a broken ankle. Strap it up, pussy. Come on.
I got a hangnail, man. Can't go out there.
Didn't somebody play with a broken leg? Play a shift with a broken leg? I feel like it was a few years ago during the playoffs. Somebody legit, I feel like it was a New York Ranger, legit had a broken leg, and they're like, something's wrong with my leg. They're like, all right, fine, come on off. And they're like, yeah, you broke your femur. You're
Tape it up.
actually
Tape it up, get back out there.
Stop being a little bitch.
Yeah, that's what hockey's all about. You play with injuries.
Yeah, everybody's got a groin injury, back
yeah.
injury, something, man. It's a brutal sport. All right, anyway, this is a Galaxy of Heroes podcast
/
live
hockey.
stream.
Yeah.
Well, this podcast was almost named. What was it? Almost Canadian? Is that what we were saying? Anyway,
Almost Canadian.
all right. So the road ahead also came out.
Yeah. So
did you guys check this out at all?
I did, because
yeah.
the fucking challenge tier raid looks exciting.
Okay. Yeah, that was one
I
part
think
of it.
so.
Yeah, there was.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Either one of you guys. I was talking a lot during the shard thing, so.
I mean,
So new tier of the Rancor raid. So we already have what we know and basically sim and ignore. I think another tier of this that will give out some better gear, some new gear is nice, but it's also annoying for people who don't care to relic 7+8 stuff. So I think it's going to kind of like leave some people behind. It's gonna be tougher. They say it's gonna be unsoloable at the start, which is kind of nice. It's gonna give you a new thing to like pay attention to. But yeah, it's another goalpost move, I'd say.
New challenge.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Can they not think of something else to do? Like,
Yeah.
they're just like souping up the
Existing
Rancor
things.
raid. You know what I mean? They're just making the artwork look better. They're making this work better. I mean, sure, it's gonna be good for whoever's at Relic 7 with all their stuff. Like, Relic 8's, man, like, I don't know.
Are
Like
people complaining about the artwork of the Rancor raid?
Oh no! I don't. To me, it just seems like they're just like it's nothing new. Like, just okay, if you're gonna bring in new gears, like making better rewards, better gear, whatever for this, make another raid for us.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
Ship raid.
make it interesting.
Please.
Yeah.
Make it interesting, because I'm not too interested in this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of things they can do, like for a new event. Like there's just, I mean, it's you name it. Like you could have a Return of the Jedi raid with the fucking Sarlacc and the different floating ships around it. I mean, that's one.
You could have a Crate Dragon raid. You could have.
I've got a Molson Triple
Mandalorian.
X in me, and I thought of that idea in literally 3 seconds. So, CG, if you want to hire
Doesn't take much.
CG Brick Hard Meat, you wouldn't hire me, but
They got space down at CG Spaniard, but Doja Fett took the all. He's taking all the money, I think, now.
True. Relic 8, good point, Zara. That's the question. Will Relic 8 have speed on it? Probably, I would think, because that's going to incentivize people if they could get their Darth Revan, or I don't know, you name it, character a little bit quicker. People are going to do it. That's going to incentivize people. They don't give a shit if it's a Sarlacc raid or a reskinned Rancor raid. Slightly reskinned, I don't know.
But you know what? You reskin it, you put a new name on it. It's new content. Like, because some of these raid rewards are terrible. Like hat raid rewards are horrible. Like pit raid rewards are decent. Obviously the Sith raid ones are good, but like just rebrand it. You know, put the same shit in a different package and like throw it out there so people have something new to do.
Yeah,
Can't be that hard.
I guess it's content. I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Andy. Though I wish there was something new coming on, because there was rumors about a ship raid coming at some point.
Well,
that they
I mean, how long has the
ship
rumor
raid.
been going around for that Death Star thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's been hopping around the community for a while now. Like, I don't know. That'd be pretty neat. Like,
I would love a ship raid.
You know, yeah, ship raid would be cool. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like super crazy into the ships. Like, I'll do my stuff, but I mean that, you know, for a lot of people that enjoy the ship and the fleet stuff, that, you know, and it might get people more interested in doing the fleet stuff, you know.
Yeah.
If there was a fleet raid or a ship raid or something, yeah.
Or
And especially if the legendary that or whatever like shards you get, the blueprints you get are a ship, like a capital ship, like do that. Like that way you get like a Hondo ship, like kind of thing with like the ship raid would be super dope. Like I would totally like put a lot of energy into that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of options for ships. There's a lot of characters that still don't have ships. You know, they've been doing the pilotless ships thing, which I think was cool initially, but like, you know, I think there's still a lot of characters out there that that could have ships potentially. Asajj could have a ship, honestly.
Yeah.
I always
Asajj's ship is pretty cool.
yeah, she could have a ship.
I mean, they still haven't brought the Razor Crest in yet, right?
Exactly. There's a lot of Mando potential for ships.
Oh yeah.
And
I feel like that's gonna be like with the Beskar Din Djarin character. You know, like you gotta kind of wait for that. Like the Mandalorian character is not going to be a pilot, but like there's gonna be another one, the Beskar Din Djarin.
Beskar.
That he's going to be the pilot.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That it's interesting to think about who this. So let's get further into the road ahead because it connects. So that was one piece, the raid. So we're gonna get Relic 8. We're gonna get 5th anniversary goodies, of course, on 11/25. They're saying.
The 25th, yeah.
Yep. So we'll see what happens there. That's always welcomed.
Are we gonna get another 3 Clone Wars Chewbacca?
Ooh.
Hope so. That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for that too.
I'm excited to test out that new Shard Shop currency exchange rate. Let's see. But the Mandalorian season 2, they talked about how they're, you know, Queel and IG-11's coming to the game. But then they announced that our man Moff Gideon is coming in a marquee event.
Marquee, yeah.
Yeah. So I was kind of
He's got
thinking
a fucking
he would be
darksaber in on the promo
interesting.
like artwork. He's got a darksaber. So like, is he gonna have that? That's kind of cool.
I think that's really sweet. Like, I think this opens the door to multiple Moff Gideon associated characters. You know, like I think his troopers, the Flame Trooper, maybe even a Scout Trooper potentially. He's already in the game.
I know, yeah.
But I don't know, their accuracy would be dog shit. I don't know what exactly they would be. I don't know.
12% accuracy.
Right. You'd actually may need an accuracy arrow.
You might need that one, yeah.
We now have a use for
one.
the accuracy arrows.
If you get an accuracy arrow on Scout Trooper, man, he hits like a truck half the time.
He almost hits.
It's got 25. It's got a 25 speed secondary, but it's got all accuracy.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I thought that was cool. I've been wanting, and that they even said that is like one of the most requested characters to get Moff Gideon in the game.
Yep.
Interested to see kind of like what faction tags, obviously, you know, if there's going to be Imperial synergies there. Another candidate that I was alluding to that could have another ship, you know, the Moff Gideon could have his own, you know, tie of some sort.
The folding wings TIE fighters.
Yeah, why not?
Be dope. It'd be dope.
So I thought that was sweet. So they talked about galactic challenges as well. They're adding new feats. I did like this too. Did you guys learn about this part or read this part?
What part?
It's pretty sweet. So they're gonna, if you complete like the 5th star of galactic challenges, you get credit for and you get all of the rewards instantly for the previous or the lower star count.
I kind of like wasting those noobs though at the beginning. Just like
It builds your confidence.
one AOE. Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah, that's cool. It'll save you some time. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that.
It'll save
all
you some
for-
time on an event that's open for three full days. Yeah, that's whatever.
The thing that I found annoying with Galactic Challenges, or I still do, is like, okay, so I've got the 3 feats I need to get. I want to get all the gear. I need to get Ricky P. Ricky P. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. There's like, okay, I got to do the undersized feat. I got to do the don't lose a member flawless victory feat.
Sure. If you can avoid those like go throughs, I'm here for it for sure.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I got to take one character out, and then the next time I'm going to go back to the screen for the next challenge, it's going to add in my highest GP character, which I don't want. I still want to do the underside. It's just like a stupid like logistical nightmare, like. I love that they're going to change that, and they're talking about doing some bigger changes to the event as well in February or March of next year. So, they're also going to introduce end of event rewards, and you can earn a new type of currency for completing combat missions and their associated feats. You can accumulate this currency. You will earn a progressively better chest of rewards, which will open at the end of the event. So. New currency, which I think we call kind of expected at this point,
Yeah.
New currencies coming around. So, yeah, I'm not mad about that. I thought that was kind of cool, and I think that was about it for the road ahead.
Yep.
So, thoughts? You guys expected Moff Gideon in that fashion, or
I didn't expect him this quick, to be honest, but I'm glad he's coming. So
I mean, I didn't expect him. I wasn't thinking he was going to be a marquee character. I mean, there was a lot of speculation going around. He was going to be more of a legendary character, but I mean, and then a lot of people were like, oh, I don't think he'd be a legendary character. I'm like, I don't know, like, but I'm excited that he's a marquee and you'll be able to have him.
It makes me kind of wonder, like, you think of like the cadence of when the like light side Mando characters came in, and they had three marquees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So are there going to be 3 marquees dark side, and then there's going to be a legendary that we don't know about yet? Down the road.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, Moff Gideon is on par with Mando and Grief, and as far as story goes in season 1, or maybe, I mean, not as high.
He's probably even less story than like. Yeah.
He plays like an impactful piece of the story and a smaller piece of it, but like he's still like he's kind of the main villain in a lot of ways, Who do you guys think? I mean, I think the writing is on the wall. I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, that we're gonna get a Mando legendary of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Beskar Mando, I've heard thrown around. Is that kind of what you guys think, or?
Yeah, I think they'll name him Din Djarin, I think. But I think it's going to be a different version of what we already have, with some different some weapon upgrades that he's gotten over the course of the show. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can speculate that too. I mean, like he's been evolving in this series. Obviously, he's the main guy in the series. I mean, Beskar armor, Mando. I mean, I could see that. I mean,
the jetpack.
They could leave it for something a little later. I don't know what the potential of the characters that are coming into the show, in the next little bit. You never know. Like, I don't know. It's out there.
And they did say that this is going to come out, I think, after season 2 ends of Mandalorian, so we may get an introduction of a new.
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, because then we can kind of get a feel for like what other dark side characters are out there. If they're gonna keep the same cadence going on.
Yeah.
And we'll get into let's try to keep this spoiler free for Mandalorian in case anyone they're not up to date yet on it. Because we are gonna talk about season 3 of the Mandalorian kind of towards the end of the episode, but and we can speculate more at that point, about the characters that are introduced. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but just catching up on chat here. Battle Frontline. He's Battle Frontline's doing the ally points, or clicking through, opening all the packs. So, Godspeed to you. Good luck with that.
We'll see you in a week.
You're right.
Yeah.
And Zareth said, "LOL, we don't know anything about him. He's a random dude with a jetpack." he let a random dude with a jetpack take him down. Doesn't speak legendary to me, I think, in reference to Moff Gideon. That's a good point. I mean, he just seems like the main baddie so far, but maybe that can change.
Right.
That could change by the end of the series too, right? Or the end of this season, or you never know. Like, I mean, we've only seen him. Yeah, I don't know. So.
Yeah, and Didi of Mischief said we need a Mandalorian faction. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some new factions and reactions, and they'd probably have to do some type of, or maybe add some kind of verbiage to their kits to tie it all together, maybe, or who knows.
Otherwise, it wouldn't matter. Yeah.
All right, so that's basically it for the news. We got to get into some GAC. It's been 2 weeks into. It's been 2 weeks since the first 2 weeks of 3v3 has started. So it's been 2 weeks since we've had a show. So let's kind of go through our GAC for better or worse for 3v3. Who wants to start? You guys want me to start?
I can start. I'll do a quick rundown, and then I need to go to the bathroom. So,
all right.
So we've done 2 weeks of 3v3. Both weeks have been the same result for me. Both were 2-1. In the first week, my 2 wins were by default. I can't really claim too much to it.
You're not supposed to say that, dude. You're supposed
my opponents didn't attack, but I think I ddid well. I think I still would have won if they would have attacked, because I cleared them with pretty good efficiency. And I'm just gonna say that I put so much fear into them that they didn't want to attack me back.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I think so. The other guy though that I lost to just fucking destroyed me. It was I think he went solos on all of them almost. It was like a crazy banner count on that one. So I ended up 2-1 on that one. This recent week, I did some changes on my defense. I tried to keep some stuff on offense that I don't normally keep. I threw Mon Mothma down just to see what she can do, because I have some good rebel fighters, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And in matchup 1, she got 3 holds. I was like, okay, not too bad for
Mon Mothma. Okay.
At that point, a Gear 7 Mon Mothma. I had put a couple Zetas on her.
Oh, nice. That's good.
That helped for sure, and also failed on my Newt team also. Matchup 2, this opponent couldn't beat my fleets. They cleared everything first attempt, but they couldn't beat my fleets, so I was able to win that one. And then the last one, like I mentioned earlier, I was set up really well to get the win against this ultimate Supreme Leader Kylo Ren opponent, but I forgot to attack and I lost because I'm a fucking loser.
This is actually an intervention, and
I was waiting.
This is going to be your last Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
I'm going to be done now. Yeah. So
Andy Beadz, I know this is a big ask, but do you want to be the other half of Galaxy of?
How much do you like beer?
We get about.
I can get on board. I mean, it's.
I mean, we talked about it earlier. I think we're getting about $3 a month from all of our subscribers. So if you want a chunk of that cash, offers there, man. I don't know.
I don't know what it converts to in Canadian money, but
yeah, there you go. Right,
yeah.
It's
$2.70. I don't.
Little less, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. It's a big offer. Just think about it. Sleep on it.
I'll have to sleep on it. Yeah,
we'll talk tomorrow
I'll get back
on Discord. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Darky,
BRB.
can you get the fuck off? Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Do you want me to go GAC, or do you want to go, Andy?
I'll go.
Okay.
You've talked a lot.
Thank you. Yes, I tend to do that.
So week 1 was I went 2-1. There was first round was auto deploy. Second round was a loss. I think I don't remember what it was, and then finished off strong with a win to finish off 2-1. So week 2, it didn't really go as well as week 1. We went 1-2. Round 1 we lost. My opponent full cleared me. I was not able to full clear any of these. So but they full cleared me. I got stuck on a G12 Empire EP Vader Thrawn. Threw in my Night Sister team, thought I could take it with my Night Sister team, was the wrong choice, and then it kind of
spiraled.
spiraled after that because my Night Sister team was gone, all that stuff. And I'm kind of at the point right now, like I said, like coming into Div 3, I'm kind of like at the lower end of the spectrum right now. So I'm finding that I don't have enough offensive teams to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a having to be more strategic, having to look at it a little bit more, seeing what I can do. But anyways, so the first round was a loss. Yeah, I didn't full clear nothing. I couldn't get past that EP team. So round 2, lost again. I used too many teams on a Darth Revan BSF Malik Relic team that was on the bottom half. So that was a rough one. That was rough because it was there's no, and I'm pretty sure my opponent knew just by looking at my roster. They knew I didn't have a DR counter. So
what was it? What was that? It was a EP Malik.
No, the second round 2 was the Darth Revan.
Oh, okay.
Darth Revan team. Yeah,
gotcha.
The first round was the EP Vader on defense. They didn't full clear. They got stuck on my Dooku AV zombie team, but
nice.
But yeah, I couldn't. I threw too many teams at the DR team. It kind of It was I was hoping to get I got Bastila out because I think I sent in my CLS first to take out Bastila, and I took out Bastila, and I was hoping to get out Malik before, but it didn't work. So then after that, it was all preloaded stuff, and yeah, it was into the pit I went with that round. So
the old Sarlacc swallowed you up.
Yeah. So round 3, we did it today on stream. Well, I did them all on stream, but today I was a little bit happier because I won. But
nice.
Still didn't full clear, but yeah, it was. I was able to take out the bottom territories enough for the win. They got stuck on a couple of mine in the back, so
nice.
But yeah,
I got to watch that. It was cool, man.
Yeah, 1 and 2, so we're 3 and 3 for after 2 weeks. So it's whatever. We're still at 500, I guess, right? So,
yeah.
Bad.
3v3 is tough, man.
3v3 is getting rough.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Who thought this up?
Who did this?
I know
CG
it wasn't
Spaniard?
CG.
It wasn't.
It wasn't
No,
CG Spaniard. No, he was the only one that worth a damn over there.
So my first week went well. I went 3-0, and I really didn't meet much resistance. All my plans worked. My opponents fell into my traps that I set, and it was a pretty easy week overall. Week 2 was rough because I accidentally got promoted to Chromium too early. So I got promoted. I accept for people that don't know, that means that I earned too many championship points by cashing in feats, etc., and I got boosted into Chromium. And
I got too many banners, guys. Sorry.
Well, no. I was not trying to brag. It's actually horrible because what happens when you do that, I got promoted into Chromium, which is in Calvin Awesome referred to it as a Chromium death bracket. And that's what it is, because all of the strong GAC players, they know this, like End All Be All, Klesso, Zareth, Solo Base, all those guys, those real high-end players, Calvin as well. Like, if you do too well in week 1 and cash in too many feats, you get promoted in just a ridiculously difficult bracket for matchups. So I just got into like a murderer's row of opponents in week 2, which, I mean, I like a challenge. Don't get me wrong. Round 1, I won. It was a doozy, though. My opponent had everything I had roster-wise, plus Jedi Knight Luke, and they had both Get 2 ships. And they only had 4.2 GP, so they had Negotiator, Malevolence, and Jedi Knight Luke, plus, both Revans, Malik, Gas. I mean, just they had a stacked roster. But I actually ended up beating them, and the only reason I beat them is because they got cocky and tried to use Nest to solo my Piet Trooper team I had in like the back zone. They had other teams. I even messaged them after, and they're like, "Yeah, I had other teams, but I just tried to solo your crappy Piet Death Trooper and I forget, some trooper to be named. So I got the win there, just barely. So round 2 was interesting because my opponent, they had another solid roster. Like everybody I faced just had really strong rosters. So I just decided to go super heavy on defense. I scouted their tendencies from week 1 just to kind of get a feel for what they do, and they were fairly consistent. So I thought I had a pretty good idea of what they were gonna say for offense and what they were gonna put on defense. So I put Padme, Grievous, Gas, and Darth Revan on defense, which is just a crazy defense for me. Mm-hmm. I attacked first. I cleared everything but the bottom zone. They had a nice little treat in the back for me. It was a CLS-led Rebels team, fully relicked. So CLS, I think Relic 5. I think they were all like Relic 5-ish. They had a Relic 5 Chupio and a Captain Han. So those 3.
What?
Which is just ridiculous. That's super hard. Last week, they didn't take this team for offense once. So I just was totally caught unawares, and
They pulled a brick hard meat on you.
they sure did. They brick hard meated me.
You got out hard mated.
I sure did. I don't even know what I would have done had I mean, I probably just would have brought a strong meta team for that. I don't know what I would do against that team.
It's odd to see CLS on defense really ever, to be honest.
It's tough, man. It was really rough. I threw the kitchen sink at it and just couldn't do anything. And they ended up clearing me, and I lost 23-81 to 23-21.
Oh shit!
So I still, came close to getting a full clear, but just didn't expect that. And hats off to my opponent. I mean, they were strong.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Strong player. Changing up your strategies based on your opponent is smart. That's what I do, and that's what they did too. And I messaged them. All 3 opponents that I faced, I messaged and had good conversations with them. They were all cool dudes or gals, and good luck to them going forward. But so final round, I'll make it quick. We still have to talk about Mando, so I'll try and make this quick. I'm sorry. I ended up losing again, so I went 3-0 and I went 1-2. So this one, I went super heavy on defense again, and my opponent full cleared, one-shotted my entire defense. And I asked them, I'm like, I'm really surprised you got the full clear. And they're like, I honestly am too. Like, your Darth Revan, I got super lucky on your Darth Revan, and, it's just good luck to you. You made me sweat. That's what the guy told me. So, it is what it is. So now I'm 4-2, and my goal at the beginning of the season was to just make Kyber with 3v3. I'm not trying to get cute with it, and well, that's completely out of the question now, getting like top 10 or something. But if I can just at least continue my Kyber streak, I'm happy with that at this point. So we'll see. We'll see what the next 2 weeks hold.
At least you didn't forget to attack.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna let you forget that. That's pretty rough. You were in the finals too, man. You made it to the finals.
I was in the final. I was in the championship.
How do you make it to the championship?
Then didn't show up.
I don't know.
All right.
I got distracted when I got home.
Well, I'm sick of you and your
excuses.
BS. Let's go to. Let's talk about some Mando.
Yeah.
Zareth prevails. Kyber streak. That's right, man.
Kyber streak.
I think this will be. Well, we don't have to go through it. It's a lot. Okay.
A lot of Kyber.
So much Kyber. I've got Kyber crystals just
so much
falling out of my ears. All right, let's talk about some Mandalorian. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I'm in.
I'm gonna
game.
Star Wars in general.
Yeah, I guess we can go to that screen. All right, we're about to hear some
MXPX.
You're only gonna hear 14 seconds of it. So we don't get copyright infringement. And Andy, do you know MXPX at all? Are you MXPX woke?
I am not.
I
Actually,
don't know if they got MXPX in Canada or not.
They might not have made it up here. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a punk band from our high school years, and they're fun.
Yeah.
I'll send you a Spotify link. You'll have to check it out.
All right.
He's totally up. Yeah, I'm totally gonna listen to all of those songs.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to your embarrassing high school music collection. Absolutely. Zareth made Kyber once, so that's cool, man. I'm proud of you, man. That's rad.
Zareth, what's your favorite MXPX
Dude,
song?
Zareth loves him some MXPX. That's
Does
right.
he?
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. See, so, here's the thing.
Solo would definitely
Solo
be
is
down for
punk,
some MX. Okay. Yeah.
and Zareth is punk. All right, we got two. You might not think it. You look at the guys. You're like, these guys are wizards at GAC. They're like super analytical. They have these spreadsheets. They're like, they count numbers. They do this thing called math. Also punk. Who'd have thought?
Math? What's that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
We don't have that in Canada.
We certainly don't have that in the U.S.
No, where it's not our strong suit. There's a
Logic,
select
fuck
few
that.
have been
Get
given
the hell outta-
access to this knowledge.
Get the hell out of here.
All right. So Mando season 2, episode 3.
Now, we weren't able to record last week, and we kind of agreed that we thought that Chapter 10, The Passenger, wasn't a...
Hold on. Full spoilers.
full spoilers.
There are spoilers
You haven't
going
seen
forward.
You haven't seen Mando.
Shut this
Chapter
off.
10.
Might want to back out.
Back up.
Maybe come back. You probably won't. People don't tend to do that. But if you
Close
do,
all windows.
awesome.
Yep.
Spoilers. It's your own damn fault at this point.
All right, let's get into it.
All right.
Chapter 10, briefly. We didn't do a whole episode on this because we felt like, we were busy, but we also felt like the episode didn't really need a whole breakdown. There wasn't really a whole lot that happened until we saw Chapter 11, where it was like, okay, this episode helped build us into it. So, do you guys have any things you want to talk about for Chapter 10? There wasn't really a ton that happened overall that advanced the plot line, but I thought there was some kind of cool things. I personally could have done without Frog Lady in general.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's just a moot point. It's just something to kind of
It was
from point A to point B, I guess. But
exactly, it was a means to an end to get us to the next spot, and then that we got to Frogman, who pointed us in the direction of a place where you could find somebody who could tell you about a thing where there were some Mandalorians.
All I have to say is snow spiders. All right, let's move on.
The snow spider scene was cool, and I think the little sequence with the X-wings was kind of fun. And when they found them at the end, that was pretty cool. But overall, I don't think a whole lot happened in episode 2.
Baby Yoda went all Leroy Jenkins on the spider nest.
Yeah.
He's got chicken.
He was having
some.
some serious munchies. I don't know what kind of weed he was getting into before that, but he was eating everything in sight, from living embryos.
Hungry.
must be
Living
the space
embryos.
Space makes you hungry as a
Space
motherfucker.
makes you hungry.
Yeah, it's seriously I was worried about him for a little bit. I was like, I don't know. I think he's going to be the antagonist this season. He's eating live fucking babies.
Yep.
We're gonna see some pregnant rodent species, and he's just gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna eat that now."
You got a baby in there? Can I eat that?
Yeah, eat
the
that?
whole
Yeah.
thing was just the whole eating the egg thing just seemed over the top. It was okay, I think you could have had a scene where there was an insinuation that he wanted to eat an egg, and it's haha, okay, that's cute. Baby Yoda has an insatiable appetite and tried to eat a frog egg. But then they were like, nah, he eats the eggs 3 times. It's just what he does.
Yeah.
He eats eggs.
I think they could have went without doing it 2 or the one time showing him doing it. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, but they kind of beat it in there, Oh, he eats eggs. Oh yeah, he eats, and it kind of goes back to the eating the frog in the, first season or whatever it is. But
Yeah, right.
But he eats amphibians, he eats fish, he eats whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna get into chapter 11 though, deep, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Deep.
Let's get
So
deep.
chapter 11 is called The Heiress. The Heiress is kind of the second installment of this whole idea that we're taking Frog Lady to this planet, trying to find some Mandalorians that are there. There's
Real
a couple
quick, Wolf said Frog Lady is life. I just got to get that in there. That was a great.
I felt Frog Lady was entirely unnecessarily in the entire thing. It was
and Wolf
could
eats
insert
eggs all the time.
literally any character in there, and that could be, I don't know.
You could have been anybody there. Yeah.
Anybody could be there. I could do without her. So Chapter 11 is called The Heiress. The episode starts out with them trying to land on this moon of it's called Trask, of this gas giant Cole Ibin. And when they first come into the atmosphere, it's really cool. It looks very much like Apollo 13 in that whole sequence. And I think it's trying to be like that because Bryce Dallas Howard is the director here.
Right.
And Ron Howard with the Apollo series, same kind of thing. So it looks, there's just so many like things that you can like do scene by scene analysis where like it looks exactly like that same thing. I think she was trying to go for that. I don't know. So we have the child, we got Frog Lady. They're in the cockpit. The Razor Crest is totally demolished. So they have to go into manual re-entry. They kind of descend, blah, blah, blah. They come in for re-entry. There's a Mon Calamari dock worker there trying to help them get there.
I love me a good calamari, you know? It's just
I love Mon Calamari. They're such a cool species.
It just feels good, man.
The Gap sweater that Mon Calamari dock worker had on him, like,
nice.
Besides Gap, that's like such a great sweater.
It's a good look.
The color, good look, yeah. The knotting on that thing was awesome. They're trying to get the Razor Crest to slow down. It lands and falls off into the water, which I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was kind of crazy, right?
Yes.
They eventually just kind of crane it up, whatever.
I thought that crane was dope. I mean, maybe it's a little Star Wars fanboy, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, oh, that's a really cool space crane. I don't know.
It looked like a repurposed,
cool.
like AT-AT walker.
Yeah, you're right.
It did, yeah. When I was looking at it, I was like, is that not the same thing that an AT-AT is?
We put a crane attachment on it. It's pretty badass.
Yeah. Once they get it back onto the dock, I think Mando kind of comes out and is trying to like convince the Mon Calamari to like fix it up or whatever.
Yeah.
Gives them some credit, some Mon Calamari flan. And he's like, yeah, I can make it fly. I'm not gonna fix it. I'll probably just fuel it up. So kind of a comedic exchange there.
Yeah.
Across the whole thing, there's some Quarren walking around. Frog Lady sees her husband. She runs over to him. They exchange this little like loving embrace. And then the child again, Baby Yoda, eyes the eggs. And Jaren's like, all right, she needs something to eat. So they go find him something to eat. They talk to Frog Man. I guess the only importance of this whole sequence from like chapter 10 was to get Frog Man to point him in towards this cantina. That whole thing I thought was kind of stupid, personally.
Yeah, well, yeah. They'll go to the cantina, the place you would naturally go to find out anything, like you did when you went to...
The place where Din goes everywhere to find out information. Like, did you need Frog Lady and Frog Man in this whole situation?
We've established this trope that, you know, in D&D and in Star Wars, you go to the cantina when you want to find out the scuttlebutt.
That's where you're going to find the info.
That's where it's at.
Yep. So they go in there, get some food, blah, blah, blah. They eventually get onto a boat. This Quarren that's in the cantina decides to kind of bring them aboard, take them to where he says the Mandalorians are going to be. It's a few hours away. They get on this ship. The ship is just like a death trap overall. Like nothing good's going to come out of this whole thing for Din, for the child. When they get on, they're trapped basically. They're trying to show him this little beast that's on there, the Mama Core, and he tries to show
why are
Din
you showing me this beast? What's up?
Yeah, shows him this beast, and he's like, hey, bring the child over here. You know, he might be interested in seeing what's going on here.
Get closer.
And basically he just throws the child into this like little cage thing. Mando goes in, tries to save him, and it's a bad situation. So
Mando,
they get kind of trapped underneath this like caged water situation. So.
Boski in chat said, has Mando never watched the Star Wars movie? Quarrens are always evil, and Zareth agrees.
Quarrens are the worst. There's
Quarrens
never
are sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, they're terrible. Yep, especially in the Clone Wars. Like, come on, it's a species you want to avoid completely. This Molson Ice is really getting me right now. I'll tell you that right now.
It's making you feel good? Icy?
It's making me feel icy.
Let's see what
making me read really slowly.
Premium. Oh, Molson Ice. The description is premium ice beer.
Is it?
They didn't try to go over the top with the
No, they didn't.
Molson Triple X. The super premium. They just went with premium ice beer.
Ice.
Which I think you're overselling
beer.
yourself. I think you can make a connection to like auto repair places. Like if an auto repair place is called like Top 1 A1 quality auto repair or collision, you know that they're gonna not fix your car correctly and fuck it up. Like you're overcompensating. It's like, are you Top 1 A1 quality? Really? Maybe not, man. You're overcompensating.
Definitely.
Hey, Operation Metaverse, what's going on?
What we got here?
Well, we got. I think it's gum. I think gum's on the prowl.
It seems like it's gum. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be T Money. Maybe T Money is here to support her Canadian countrymen.
Maybe.
Well, thanks for hopping in. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, Jarkett. Sorry to derail.
None. I'm totally off the rail right now. So I believe at this point, this is when the child gets thrown down. The beast grabs it. The mama core grabs him. And then they're stuck. And we have some Mandalorians appear out of nowhere onto the deck of the ship. There is a female Mandalorian that opens the trap door, pulls Din out, pulls the... jumps into the water, tries to save the child, and reassures Din that this is under control. She's got two companions with her that are going to kind of like help her along. And they finally bring the cradle out. The child is alive. And we have three Mandalorians that stand there and kind of talk to Din a little bit. And we know later on that these Mandalorians are Bo-Katan, Axe Woves, and Koska Reeves. So Bo-Katan, we know, we've seen from Clone Wars.
Andy's a big Clone Wars guy, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
huge Clone Wars fan. Yep.
Are you a Battlestar Galactica fan?
Battlestar Galactica fan. Not as much.
Okay. It's because as soon as I saw Katie Sackhoff as like kind of like building this whole thing, I was like, she's going to play Bo-Katan so well, and I hope Bo-Katan comes in again in like subsequent episodes, because Katie Sackhoff does a great job with like sci-fi stuff. I think she's going to be a great addition to the series. I hope we see her in and out in this season. So,
and Bo-Katan, for those who don't know, do either one of you guys want to elaborate?
Well, I mean, Bo-Katan is the heiress, I guess, of Mandalore. If she's kind of like next in line, she kind of like runs the Night Owl, kind of the leader of the Night Owl, I don't know, faction of this Mandalorian, or this this Mandalorian squad. Mm-hmm. And it was they were she's been in Rebels, she's been in at the end of, if you've seen season 7 Clone Wars, she's pivotal in the Siege.
Yeah, she's Duchess Satine's sister, right?
Duchess Satine's sister. Yep. Yeah. So she was the last one to have the dark saber at the end of Rebels, before Gideon got it somehow. Don't know yet. Yeah. She's badass.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
It's a pretty awesome introduction. Like, it was like an aha moment for me when I saw her come on camera and realize like who she is. It's like, fuck yes, this is awesome. Like, we're not
like it's crazy though. Like, it how, like, because she voices Bo-Katan on the Clone Wars and Rebels or whatever she was. Like, she's the voice of it. Like, it's one of those like transformations, like, because I mean, you got Ashley Eckstein that does Ahsoka and all that stuff, but it's not going to be her doing being Ahsoka. It's these
and she was upset voice about actors that too,
don't yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know if she I don't think she's not the correct age. I don't think that they're trying to portray of Ahsoka, right? So
she's not the correct. She's not the correct a lot of things for Ahsoka.
Well, that too, yeah. But anyways, like, it's just one of those cool transitions from the cartoons to or the animation to the the live action stuff and she actually really looks good. Like you to look at the pictures, and they did a really good job at
totally
making it of making her look like it, right? So
yep.
But yeah, it's cool.
So next scene off the boat, they kind of go into, I think, a cantina, like a kind of bar scene, restaurant or whatever. And so the 3 Mandalorians who were on the ship, Bo-Katan, Axe Woves, Koska Reeves, they're kind of all sitting there with Din Djarin.
Real quick, I'm sorry.
Child. Go ahead.
While we're talking about Bo-Katan, Zareth brings up a great point, which is something I wanted to say is we got 3 Mandos potentially that could make their way into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah.
Which would be rad as hell. And going back to who mentioned it earlier, having a Mando tag potentially, or these are 3 additional characters we could get in the game. Period. So.
Yeah. No, I think that's like an awesome thing to bring up. Is we have some characters here that show that they're fucking badass, like in later scenes that like we can get in the game. So that's totally exciting. Yeah. So when they're in this sequence or whatever in this restaurant bar kind of thing. So it's Mando talking basically to Bo-Katan. The other 2 are kind of quiet overall.
That girl didn't have a single line of dialogue, I think.
I don't think she really did.
She's like, I'm just gonna look.
She did on the ship. Like when they were sitting on the ship, she said something. That was about it.
Okay.
Layout.
And she was the one in the hood, the cloak, right?
Yeah, she was.
Who a lot of people thought was either Ahsoka or like Sabine.
Was Sabine.
Yeah.
Sabine.
Yeah, a lot of people thought she was Sabine,
Yeah. Did you guys think Axe looks a little bit like a clone over?
Yeah,
like he's got a very clone-like look to him. I didn't know if that was like done intentionally or not. There's got to be something there because they don't do those kind of things without reason.
Well, they were if you take a look at some of the I guess the guests in the season so far, they're bringing in a lot of like Disney / Marvels, like because what's his name, Axe, he's from Agents of Shield.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's from there.
Okay.
And so they're we're probably going to see a lot more if there's familiar faces coming into this, like for guests and stuff, or cameos or stuff, right? So
yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
So when they're in this restaurant or whatever, Din kind of talks to mostly Bo-Katan and is kind of like going at her about like how she's removing an armor. She talks about how this armor's been in her family for generations. She actually, 3 generations, brings up that same phrase that he brings up, Dank Farrik. I don't know why this is a thing they keep saying, but I kind of love it. There should definitely be a strain of herb for this Dank Farrik, and I think
Dank Farrik, you're right.
Make so much money. Come on, there's got to be a ton of opportunity here.
This is some Dank Farrik, bro.
This is real dank. This Farrik is dank.
Farrik.
She talks about how she fought in the Great Purge and kind of like labels Din as a child of the Watch, which apparently is not a good thing because they are religious zealots that broke away from Mandalorian society.
I loved this. It reminded me of Kimmy Schmidt, the Netflix series. Like it's almost like Mando is one of the mole people. Like he's just been, he's been raised in this way. Like, oh, you never take your helmet off. No, we'll
and he
kill
doesn't
you.
know any other like way about things than that.
Well, I think they're trying to play it off as Death Watch. If you guys watched from Rebels, that faction that kind of like caused a lot of havoc during Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff like that, right? So,
I have yet to watch Rebels. I'm excited to. I know there's a lot of
my gosh, you gotta
everything. There's Thrawn, there's the Death Watch, there's Mandalorians, there's the Phoenix. Like, I know. I need to. We're doing a chronological viewing of all Star Wars content, so it's coming up sometime. But
nice,
yeah.
Go ahead, Mark, sorry.
There's like a little fight in the street. I don't know if that's like super important, but they kind of get together and
they reunite.
They reunite. Not a whole lot really happens there. I guess the big thing is like the heist on the Imperial Gazanti class cruiser, which was like one of the best things in Star Wars I think I've seen in like a long time. Like sequels for sure, all the Mando stuff so far. This whole like push towards like taking over this Imperial ship was like one of the coolest things I've seen. What do you guys think?
I totally agree, especially in a TV show. Like you can definitely tell like the money, like they're spending on average $10 million an episode
Yeah.
Damn.
on these, right? I mean, you can see it. Like they're doing a great job. Like the sequence was, and they're getting better with the because from the first season, you like the whole jetpack stuff, right? You can definitely tell they're getting a little better with that kind of. They're learning from their techniques of what they did in the first season, right? But
Definitely.
But yeah, man, it was a really cool sequence, and just like having the Mandos like slicing, showing how like point on these Mandalores were, with their accuracy, with how deadly they are, how you know how quick they sliced through those like 10 or 12 stormtroopers over
The
there.
stormtroopers were nothing compared
Oh,
to what
man.
they have going on, for sure. Yeah.
I like the various techniques of destruction. Like I forget who it was, but they had these like long like saber things come out of their like wrists.
That was Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
when she went in and she just like stabbed him in the throat twice. And
It's like we don't need guns. Let me handle this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Pretty sweet.
uncivilized.
Yeah.
I like Mando. Like, well, I always get ahead. I'll shut up. Go ahead. You keep going. I always get way ahead of where Darket's at.
I mean, there's like a lot of stuff that kind of plays into this whole like sequence here. We need to go into like every single detail, but I kind of like the point where the captain of the ship is talking to Moff Gideon through the hologram, talking to him about like this pirate incursion or whatever.
Yeah.
But really, I think he's like withholding the fact that it's Mandalorians taking over the ship. Like if he would have said that from the beginning, Gideon would have been like, just blow the ship off. Like we're not going to win this one. And Moff talks about how there had been pirates that attacked other vessels and taken over like some goods from them. He says, "Long live the Empire," which I think was kind of a cool thing. The captain also echoes back that same idea. And when he says like that, you know what to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a kind of sad point in this. Like you're not rooting for the Empire at this point, but you have these like two pilots who are here who are like babies. They don't know what's really going on. It seems like, so they get taken down. By
casualties of the Empire in a lot of ways.
by this captain. So
it's interesting because it taps into the sort of the character development of people that are in the Empire in general. Like these are real people. It's these aren't just like mindless drones that are being forced to do this. Like they are willing participants in some cases. And like I thought this captain was really an awesome character. Like the coldness of them, like and then knowing at that point, once the Mandalorians had penetrated the ship, and it was kind of like, hey, and Gideon even says that, like, if you need reinforcements, it's too late. Like you know what you need to do. And then he extinguishes both of the pilots and tries to ram the ship into the ground, to the water.
Yeah.
Full kamikaze, honestly.
Yeah, eventually the Mandalorians get right into the cockpit, like you said. Bo-Katan threatens the captain she's gonna stab him, and she demands to know the location of the Darksaber, which is like her main quest in this whole like sequence here to get to the Darksaber. The captain says basically, if you are asking that question, you kind of already know who has it.
Right.
She offers to spare his life, but the captain then basically kills himself through like an electric suicide pill. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do they all have these?
It seems like it.
Okay.
It's like the what is it? The other one there, the foam in the mouth. What's that one?
Cyanide?
Usually cyanide. Yeah. So it's like, it seems like it's the alternative to the cyanide, but like, a more like Star Warsy way, right?
I saw a meme that was like, when you give head to Emperor Palpatine, and then like,
yeah. Hey, Gaming Embers, is that Flair? And,
that's Flair, yeah.
Nice. What's up, Flair? And Real Wicked, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Thanks for the raid, guys. The raid of 1. 1 is more than 0, so we appreciate you guys. Thanks for hopping in. And Flair,
So
of course, is on the GA Center. He's the co-host of the GA Center and Gaming Embers. So welcome.
Nice. After the whole sequence on that ship kind of happens, Bo-Katan is trying to basically entice Mando to like come along with them and like continue this whole thing. He's like, no, I can't really do that. I gotta like keep working to get this child off to the Jedi. Eventually, so Bo-Katan does give some info that he needs to go to the forest planet of Corvus, where he will find Ahsoka Tano. And when this whole thing happens, I'm like, yes, finally, we're gonna get some Ahsoka Tano action in this series. So I've been very excited about that for the whole series. The whole
So
season
that was
far.
the first time that Ahsoka Tano has been said live action. First time. Yeah. So that was
That's
exciting.
huge.
That's huge. Yeah.
My little Star Wars heart was
Yeah.
racing when that happened. So
Do you
was
think
awesome to
that's an end of season type of thing, or do you think it's going to be more immediate?
Nope.
I think it's gonna happen before the end of the season.
I think it's going to be season or episode 5.
Okay.
I don't think we're
not
going to
next
see
episode.
anything. Yeah, this next episode is apparently directed by Carl Weathers, so Grief himself.
Wow.
Is it?
And then episode 5 is directed by Dave Filoni, who co-created
There we
Ahsoka
go.
Tano. So,
There we go. Yeah, I like it.
That
That's
makes
when
sense.
I feel that she's going to pop up.
Yeah, good call. I like that.
That's smart. Let's see, Andy Beadz, Andy Star Wars. That's
Hot
what's up.
takes.
Look at
Hot
him.
takes.
He's knowing who directs future episodes and stuff. This guy. Look at this. He's a fan.
I like it.
I'm a fan, yeah.
Heck yeah, that's awesome, man. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard did a great job.
Yeah, great episode.
Like
yeah.
compared to her previous episode. Not that it was a bad episode or poorly directed or anything. It's just like a very different episode compared to
Was
this
hers
one.
the heist, the last one?
No, she did the one
The
where
one
they
with
taught.
Cara.
Yeah, the Cara Dune when they taught the villagers how to fight against the
Yeah.
Marauders or whatever.
That was a good episode. I mean, there was some slow parts, but it was overall like there was some good action sequences there.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't my favorite, and it was kind of like
Yeah.
very side
Tropey.
story-ish, like
Yeah.
It was an introduction episode too, right? Because your first, actually probably a lot of those episodes in season 1 were introduction ones too,
Yeah.
because but yeah, it was a good one though. I thought it was good.
Even though some of those were like way better than some of the shit we've been getting recently from the whole universe. So
That the whole, yeah, I agree. The whole this whole series right now is just it is the
Yeah.
way right now. So.
it is.
yeah. I think it was just interesting to see the different types. There's different landscapes. I mean, they're very different. If you were to compare the two episodes like side by side, like I don't know if you would necessarily be like, oh yeah, that's Bryce's work, or like I don't know. I thought it was cool to see kind of like
Yeah, it looks totally different than
diversity
the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But-
a more I find there was more close up action in this one, to be honest, like than the first episode, like with all the like especially on that ship, like there's a lot of like close quarters combat and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Did you guys like the sequence at the end where Baby Yoda's looking at the actually born frog,
Yeah.
not just eating frog eggs?
It almost seemed like a turn though. He's like, oh,
Oh,
they're-
this is a thing. I can't just
Yeah.
eat these. There's
Yeah.
actually like a, yeah,
it could turn into a bebe.
yeah.
Hey, do you want to tap into the good Molson?
The real Molson?
The
Yeah,
real
let's do it.
Molson,
Yeah.
The real
the full flavor. This is the stuff here. I remember the first
OG
time.
Molsons.
I think it was. You know what? I think I went to Canada. I don't know. Do you remember drinking Molson with me in Canada, Target?
I drank lots of Molsons.
With me though, specifically.
Probably in
Canada?
in Windsor.
I feel like one of the first times we went to Canada. I know for sure one of the first times we went to Canada. I remember distinctly at the age of 19 because your drinking limit is lower. Your age limit is lower than ours here in the
It
States.
is, yes.
I remember getting a Molson, and I'm like, my expectations were low. Even at 19, I'm like, it's a Molson, like it's the Budweiser equivalent of Canada, and I remember tasting it, and I'm like, this is pretty fucking good.
is
Like
not
I was
bad.
I was actually not upset at all about it. Like it really hit the spot, and maybe it was the nostalgia of being like, hey,
Yeah.
this is my first time ordering a beer at a bar, and I'm in Canada, and like I'm with my friends, and like
Yeah.
maybe I talked it up too much, but in my head.
I get this at Tiger Games a lot. They have them at Comerica Park. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Got the koozie going.
Cheers.
Andy
Oh,
Beadz,
nice.
you're
There
gonna
you
get
go.
one of these, man. We're gonna
That's
get
right.
you
Yeah.
a personalized one. Check it out.
Hey,
There's my stupid name. That's good, man. That's a good beer.
Good beer. It's good Canadian beer.
That's good Canadian fresh
Good.
beer.
Good beer.
Can I tell you the time that I got confused for being Canadian story one time?
sure.
It's quick.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
So I used to work at a car dealership, and we fixed cars, and I worked in the collision center, and I was walking this lady back to her car that was wrecked, and it was a total loss. So like, she's trying to get her stuff out of it, and we're walking back, and I'm just making small talk. I'm like, yeah, here's your car. I guess I said a few times. I'm like, and she's like, she looks at me and she goes, "Is you Canadian?" I'm like, "No, I'm not Canadian. I'm just from Metro Detroit." But that was the one time I was confused for being
There
Canadian.
you go. Nice.
Is you Canadian? I'll never forget it.
Is you Canadian?
You Canadian.
You were wishing you were Canadian.
I was. I'm like, nope, I'm just a weirdo from Michigan. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint. I'm pretty sure she was a stripper too. She had a lot of like really long
my.
eyelashes and like just a lot of clothes in her vehicle. I remember. That's not integral to the story, but whatever. Go ahead, Darkett.
We're gonna take him out.
Is that it?
I think that's it. That's all of the Mando. We covered the stuff.
Okay. Well, let's wrap our like final thoughts. Where's he
Yeah.
going now? He's on his way.
He's going to the moon planet, whatever they told him to go to. Trying to find Ahsoka Tano. So he's going to Corvus.
Deity, we are from the Detroit, Michigan, Metro Detroit area, by the way. So yeah, next episode, he's on his way. He's back in the crest. And Wolf mentioned this earlier. There's the Razor Crest was repaired by Mon Calamarians, and there's like lots of like nets in the
Total shit repair.
in the
This thing
cockpit.
is gonna fall apart. So they got to go back and see our girl and get that thing fixed up.
Oh, you think-
Pelimato's the only one that can fix this thing up.
Yeah, I don't think we're going back there though.
No?
Not yet. I don't know.
Will this repair job get him to where he needs to go though?
No, I don't think so. But I think we're bound to see. I think we might be seeing Kara and Grief next.
Okay.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's gonna feel good. That reunion is gonna feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
to get 3 episodes without them is like you want something. You want them to come back together.
so. I think they're gonna stop. They might stop at Navarro. I mean, he might stop back on Tatooine. I don't know, but I don't think it's. I don't think we're gonna have episode 1 and then episode C2. I don't know. Maybe you never know, but I do believe. Yeah, I think Kara and Grief are up next. I think.
I just want any scene with Pelimato. Like that's all I want from this series.
Yeah,
She's amazing.
a full spin-off series of just
I-
that spaceport.
I would watch it. Just hit droid, just being
Just
stupid
her
all the
talking
time.
to droids.
Oh yeah.
So we're 3 episodes in so far in the season. Like, is there anything you guys, like, what are your feelings so far? 3 episodes in. Is there anything lacking? Is there anything you would think it needs to?
I would say less Frog Lady overall. In general,
That's
no
2 out of
more
3 episodes.
no more Frog Lady, but the rest of it I think has been pretty quality. I mean, like the CGI, like the writing's been good. The like plot development's been pretty decent. I thought episode 2 was like kind of a slow one, but 3 picked it up. I think it's been good.
I don't know. I think people just have to realize that they're trying to build the story and build the story up to a certain point, right? And I know a lot of people are wanting, Ahsoka and all this stuff right away, like, you know what I mean? Because everybody knows that she's coming this season. Everybody should know that. But I mean, like, people just need to chill. I thought so far it's been great. I enjoy the second episode just because, like, for me, like there's some things about that episode, just things that popped up for me, like, the X-wing fighters was pretty cool. We had a Canadian X-wing pilot, and you had Dave Filoni as the other one, which Trapper, what is it? Trapper Wolf, I think is his name.
Yep, Trapper
in
Wolf.
the show. That was cool. I'm not a huge fan of spiders, but
Yeah, fuck spiders.
where they like dug for that inspiration. I don't know if you're familiar with Ralph McQuarrie's artwork. He was the original concept artist for the original trilogy, and they actually, like, if you look at some of his, you can find it on Google. You see that spider in one of the pictures, and I think they took that and they put that in there, right? And I think that kind of stuff is cool to me. I love that concept art. I love all the concept art that they're doing for this show. Absolutely phenomenal. Like
Like in the
it's
credits
just-
where they.
Oh, at the end, like,
Yeah.
no, at the end, like, I hope at some point they put a book together with all this, because I'll be buying that, because it's amazing work.
That'd
Like,
be tight to have some artwork of that. Because
Yeah.
like out of context, it would still be sweet. Like
It looks, and you see different things, because there's certain things that are in those that don't get on film, right? So
yeah,
it's just cool to see the original concept, because those are the original concept ones, and then on film they just they'll tweak it here and there, right? But yeah, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. Like, I'm loving it. Like, this is where Star Wars is going with TV. They've got a bunch of spin-offs coming up, which is going to be phenomenal. They have potential with this Bo-Katan, because there's lots of story in that Bo-Katan. Like, there's more depth to that story, to the her finding the Darksaber, her finding where they came from, where all this stuff, right? Like, I believe that there's a spin-off with her, because she's like the biggest biggest I don't know, Clone Wars / Rebels character that's come out of the animation series, like,
Yeah.
so far. So I think there's a story there, and yeah, I mean, you got potential with that. There's, like, with Ahsoka coming in the series, they have Ahsoka. There's a potential Ahsoka spinoff. We know the Kenobi one's coming. That one's gonna be. I can't wait for that one. That one's gonna be amazing.
What's the deal with that one? Didn't they stop production at some point because they had to do like rewrites or something?
I don't think they were underway. I think they were still. I mean, you can never tell with them, because they never tell you with the truth anyways. It's not going to be.
Yeah, it's all under tight wraps.
It's all under such tight lip. But as far as I know, or as far as we know, it's underway. Like, they're about to start shooting, and I think Ewan McGregor has said recently that they're about to start shooting in, like, spring, I think.
Dude,
So
that's gonna be sick.
so it's gonna be killer.
And young
So-
Lando too, right? Isn't that a thing, or going to be?
I think there's a couple other rumors. I know there's going to be I guess there's a press conference happening in, like, December with Disney, and I think, like, with all the executives and stuff, and they're going to be saying what's coming up on the line or whatnot, and I think some of the Star Wars stuff is going to be announced there, so that'll be fun.
That's good for
But
Galaxy
anyways,
of Heroes too,
but-
man. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
It's in terms of
But-
longevity,
But there's lots of promise, man. Like TV for Star Wars right now, that's where it is. Like, that's exactly, like, what they're doing with Mando right now is amazing. And if Filoni and Favreau stay on board with the TV stuff, like, it's gold. It's golden,
Heck yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, awesome. Do you guys have any other thoughts you want to get out there? Andy, you want to plug anything? Tell anybody anything? Because this is going to go out to an audio version of a couple hundred people probably.
Couple hundred.
At
All
least.
right. Well, guys, you guys want to find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Andy_Beadz with a Z, ZZ, whatever. And look out for, I guess we have our GAC chain gang starting back up in December. So you can find all that. I think you can find that all on my page too. So on my Twitch page. So everything's linked on my Twitch page. So you guys can find everything there.
In the chat too, again, just
yeah,
so people
put that
have
there
it.
too. But everything should be in my on my Twitch page. Yeah.
Follow this man. He's awesome.
Come on over there.
If
follow.
He does all of his GAC attacks generally, right? I mean, you seem pretty consistent.
Consistently I try to be.
Check this man out. He's doing cool things. I enjoy the hell out of his stuff. I'm always in chat generally if I can manage. He's doing great stuff. So appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. It was a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
Really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, it was a blast, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm always up for talking Star Wars or anything. So anytime, guys.
Oh,
I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Darkit, you want to take them out?
All right. Follow Galaxy of Beeroes on Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, the things. Don't drink in hyperdrive, and don't forget to follow us on the podcast channels. We are on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all the things. So subscribe.
Nice. And we are going to raid Operation Metaverse. It's Team Money or Gum. We don't know.
We don't know.
We'll find out. All right, here we go. All aboard the Beero train. That's not good. Beero train's not good. That's
raid.
All right, I think we're raiding.
Right now.
I don't know if it works. I hit raid channel. Start raid. Something went wrong.
It's there.
Boom, boom, boom. You got in.
We're in?
Yeah, you're in.
Sweet. All right.
Boom.
Does that automatically end the stream?
No, you'd have to end it yourself.
Okay.
Because I've done that before.